Mrs. Dillon's class presents Tops and Bottoms by Janet Stevens. Once upon a time, there lived a very lazy bear who had lots of money and lots of land. His father had been a hard worker and a smart business bear and had given all his wealth to his son. But all Bear wanted to do was sleep. Not far down the road lived a hare. Although Hare was clever, he sometimes got into trouble. He had once owned land too, but now he had nothing. He had lost a risky bet with Tortoise and had sold all of his land to pay the debt. Hare and his family were in very bad shape.
The children are so hungry, Father Hare. We must think of something.
So Hare and Mrs. Hare put their heads together and cooked up a plan. The next day, Hare and Mrs. Hare hopped down the road to Bear's house. Bear, of course, was asleep.
Hello, Bear, wake up. It's your neighbor Hare. And I have an idea.
Bear opened one eye and grunted.
We can be business partners. All we need is this land right in front of your house. We'll do the hard work of planting and harvesting, and we'll split the profit right down the middle. Yes, Bear, win this again. We'll look and you'll see. So what'll it be, Bear? Tops or bottoms? Let's see. I take the tops.
Hare smiled.
It's a done deal, Bear.
So Bear went back to sleep, and Hare and his family went to work. The bunnies planted and weeded. The sun shone down on the crop, and the rain watered the seeds. Bear slept, and the crops grew. When it was time for harvest, Hare called out,
Wake up, Bear. You get the tops, I get the bottoms.
Hare and his family dug up the carrots, the radishes, and the beets. They plucked off the tops, tossed them in a pile for Bear, and put the bottoms aside for themselves. Bear stared at his pile.
Well, all the best parts are in your hat. But you chose the tops, Bear. Now here you tricked me. You planted this field again. And this season I want the bottom.
Hare agreed.
It's a done deal, Bear.
they planted and weeded. The sun shone down on the crops, and the rain watered the seeds. Bear slept, and the crops grew. When it was time for harvest, Hare called out,
Wake up, Bear. You get the bottoms, I get the tops.
Hare and his family gathered up the lettuce, the broccoli, and the celery. They pulled off the tops for Bear and put the bottoms in their own pile. Pulled off the bottoms for Bear and put the tops in their own pile. Bear looked at his pile and scowled.
Hey, you tricked me. But Bear, you wanted the bottom this time.
Bear growled.
You plant this here again. This season I want the top and bottom. You're right, Paul Bear. It's only fair that you get tops and bottoms. It's a done deal, Bear.
So Bear went back to sleep, and Hare and his family went to work. They planted and weeded. The sun shone down on the crops, and the rain watered the seeds. As Bear slept, the crops grew. When it was time for harvest, Hare called out,
Wake up, Bear. This time you get tops and bottoms.
Bear's house lay a high field of corn. Hare and his family yanked up every corn stalk, tugged off the roots at the bottom and the tassels at the top, and put them in a pile for Bear. Then they carefully collected the ears of corn in the middle and placed them in their own pile. Bear rubbed his eyes and watched.
See, Bear? You get the top and the bottom. I get the middle. Yes, sir, it's a done deal, Bear.
By now, Bear was wide awake.
That's it, Hare. From now on, I'll put my own parts. And get the tops, bottoms, and middles.
Hare and his family scooped up the corn and hopped down the road towards home. Bear never again slept through a season of planting and harvesting. Hare bought back his land with the profit from the crops, and he and Mrs. Hare opened a vegetable stand. And although Hare and Bear learned to live happily as neighbors, they never became business partners again. The end.
Hehehe